shall include freedom to hold opinions, to receive and impart information and ideas without interference by public authority and regardless of frontiers. Article 11, everyone has the right to freedom of peaceful assembly, to freedom of association with others, including the right to form and to join trade unions for the protection of his or her interests. We do have rights. So why is the need to meet to talk about justice denied and justice delayed? All of these campaigns and circumstances, sometimes painful circumstances, we're considering tonight. In all of those situations, the people concerned had an absolute right and a need to protest. They had a compelling reason to protest. But yet, what they're driven to, what is the repetitive experience that forced them to appreciate that instead of just their individual protest that they were attempting to carry out, they now have to join in an ongoing protest which is against the state's destruction of their right. It's a baton that has been carried and handed on from one circumstance to another. And it's because in these situations, some of which are exceptional in their proportions, but which have an abiding theme, is the state has seen each one as an opportunity to come in and assert its power, to extend its power, to experiment with ways of extending power, and in the course of it, committing crimes, state criminality. Last weekend, there was an anniversary of Bloody Sunday, and the Bloody Sunday families who met each year to commemorate this year had two themes, and they invited speakers from Hillsborough, speakers from Orgreave, to help them analyse state impunity. There were two themes. One was cover-up, and one was impunity. And the repetitive experience is that there is an absolute state impunity in this country. So that goes along with the right to protest, the right to associate. If the state comes in to assert its power to crush the protest, it can't do it lawfully. It does it unlawfully, and it goes to extreme ends to assert that power, but yet it enjoys absolute immunity from the consequences. Now, in each of these circumstances, start with Southall, a community coming together to protest, as was their right, against fascists. Instead, the police formed themselves into effectively an army with cavalry, and they rode into crowds, and they smashed people on the head, which police regulations prohibited them from doing, smashed people on the head and their each arm. And furthermore, a whole community, there was a communal group called Misty and Roots, an extraordinary bunch of young people. The police went into their commune and they smashed every one of them over the head. They were incredibly fortunate there wasn't a death, but more than that, they prosecuted every single one of them. A whole community through the courts for a whole year. They were injured and they were paralyzed, using the force of the law to bring false charges. Every one of those charges was false, but you sapped the strength and the energy and the resources of the community. What did they learn? The police, collectively, our country's police from Southall, yes, but like a medieval army with shield and cavalry, and smashing miners over their heads. And then arresting them. But what the police do when they behave like an army and take prisoners, they then, they not being an army, have to justify the arrests, and that was where it fell apart. It certainly was intended to smash the miners' strike, and in many ways it did. It sapped the strength of the union. It had to. They had. One day alone in Orgreave, 95 of their members facing potential life imprisonment for riot. It was intended to destroy them. Come the trial, these officers who said 2 by 2 they had arrested miners properly with a caution, taken them down. Of course they hadn't. They had no idea who they grabbed. And so they sat in a classroom and were told at dictation speed what had happened that day, and they wrote it all down in identical terms. And then when the trial came, 2 by 2, officers came and said, I arrested X and Y. But because that day, a lovely sunny day at Orgreave, there were the nation's photographers there, every police officer came who could show a photograph. And so he wasn't a police officer who had led this man down the field. So 48 days into the trial, it gets abandoned. They give up. Prosecute. We don't even get to the defense. Prosecution give up. It's a pack of lies. But what happened? Immunity. Immunity. The trial gets stopped. The miners bring civil action successfully against the police. They settle those to shut it up. But what's the aftermath of the immunity? Within a few years, Hillsborough, the same officers, the same autonomy of the same chief constables, not paying attention to their duties that day, behaving like dictators, and then sitting in a classroom later, dictated up just as they did before at Orgreave, lies, a pack of lies. And that's what the Hillsborough families have extraordinarily, after so many years, exposed. But like bloody Sunday shows, like Southall shows, like Orgreave shows, like Hillsborough shows, it's state criminality for a purpose, to assert power, and to use any means necessary from the point of view of those who perpetrate. Now, just going back to the European Convention on Human Rights and the UN Charter on Human Rights. I don't know if any of you saw, but just a few days ago there was a report from the UN Special Rapporteur on Freedom of Association. It is incredibly important because he has a great deal to say about the United Kingdom and the way we exercise our rights here. And he says that the way that the UK has dealt with protest is shocking. It's time to repeal laws on secondary putting in solidarity strikes in order to bring the UK into conformity with human rights law. Endless bylaws being passed are disproportionate and wrong. Any regime that requests authorization to protest, we have to ask police for permission in a new parliament, is wrong. In particular, it's called for a judge-led public inquiry into what's called the Mark Kennedy matter, deeply concerned with the use of embedded undercover police officers and groups that are non-violent, which exercise their democratic right. Just that there is
us in circumstances such as Mark was lost to Carole and his family. And I think it's incredibly brave that someone like Carole is going out on a stump and beginning to talk about Mark's story, to take on the police, to take on the IPCC, and to demand that there is a stop in terms of the continuum, and that someone is brought to justice for nothing other than can be described as police murder. So I want to really give a warm welcome to Carole Duggan.
Family since until Mark's death, until Mark's murder. And so all of this is quite new to all of us, and the reason why I am here is because my sister can't even come out of the house. The devastation that is caused within the family, Mark's death was caused by the Metropolitan Trident Police, shot him dead 6:15 in the evening as he's on his way home for his dinner in a cab. The death of Mark killed his father. His father didn't speak when Mark's death emerged, which we weren't even given any respect by the police because we weren't even told by the police that Mark was dead. We heard it on the news that evening. Gangster in shootout with the police. And then it was proved Mark was not a gangster. He didn't have a shootout with the police. In fact, he was ambushed by 31 police officers as he was going home. Mark was, for those who don't know, was mixed race. The media said Mark was a part of the Yardies, the Jamaican Yardies, who were a notorious gangster organisation all over the country. And maybe that was because Mark's father was Jamaican, his grandmother's Jamaican. But Mark was born in Britain. And you think in this day and age that his colour shouldn't make a difference, because he was a part of the human race, not mixed race. But it's a shame because in this country, racism is stronger now than it ever was when I was young. My eldest sister's mixed race, her father is African. So we know racism growing up. My mother used to get spit on by her own people because she had a mixed race daughter. So I've grown up very aware of racism. And I can say, I believe in this country racism has got worse, especially institutional racism, within the government and within the police force. Mark's death sparked the riots. The police and their members of the media, certain members of the media that work with them, we started the riots. In fact, the officers that murdered Mark have asked to give evidence in a court using pseudo-names behind a screen so they can't be seen because they are in fear of their life. They are in fear of their life. They're working for the Queen, they're working for the country, they've got the uniform, they've got the ammunition, and they've got the biggest gang in the country. Yeah. But yet, to us, that is basically a cop-out. Because obviously they don't want to face us. They don't want to look in our face because they know they assassinated Mark. They murdered him in cold blood. And there is nothing that can change my mind. I've gone through the case, I've gone in the offices of the solicitors, going through everything. My mind has not changed. Nothing they have said has changed my mind. Mark was murdered. The riots, we believe, we didn't start them, started the riots. When my family went to demonstrate outside Tottenham police station, the police said they were short-staffed, so they could only actually save the police station, they could only protect the police station. But they managed to beat up a 16-year-old black girl outside the police station, so they weren't that short-staffed, were they? That is what triggered the riots. And yes, the riots spread all over the country. I didn't get on the phone to Nottingham, to Liverpool, to Manchester, and say, come on, let's get out there. Everybody else did. And they all have their reasons for doing that. So you only have to go and ask those people that were involved in the riots, why were you out here? And they will tell you, because they are sick to death of the police brutality. I asked myself, why did they assassinate Mark? He was an ordinary guy, ordinary working class guy. Family man, loved his children, lived for his children. He wasn't suicidal by cop in any way. He wasn't suicidal in any way. And he certainly wasn't Superman. He was 6 foot, yes, but he was very slim. And yet the police are trying to make us believe he jumped out of the cab with a gun, with a bullet in it, to take on 31 police officers. This gun was found 15, 14 feet away from Mark. No DNA of marks on their gun, no prints of marks on the gun, but yet they're telling us now, forensically, he might not leave DNA on the gun. But it was a hot day, he had a puffy jacket on, he was sweaty, he knew he was being followed for at least 15 minutes. Wouldn't that make you sweat? Especially if you know you're being followed by Trident gun police, and Mark knew it was Trident gun police following him. He sent out a broadcast on the TV. So, my question, why did they murder him? Was it because he came from Broadwater Farm Estate, where P.C. Blakelock was murdered in the 1985 riots? And every black kid on the Broadwater Farm Estate is paying the price for P.C. Blakelock murder, because they are. They're being hounded from the day they're born until, if they have their way, they get killed. Or is it because at the time the government were about to cut the numbers of the police for him, 50,000 cockers would have lost their jobs? Is that why they stood by and let Tottenham burn? Because I think it is. They've done all that, and then they went on to persecute Mark. There was a case of Kevin Hutchinson Foster, who supposedly transferred or gave this so-called gun to Mark. That prosecution of Kevin Hutchinson Foster became the persecution of Mark Duggan. And the media, with the police again, rammed down the public's throat that Mark Duggan was a gangster, he was a drug dealer, he had a gun, and he went out to take revenge for the murder of his cousin who had been murdered in a club 4 months before. Don't forget his links to the Jamaican Yardies. But it's all hearsay. Just like if you went to the police station and said, I've got this to tell you, they will say, well, where's the evidence? And you'll say, well, we haven't got any evidence. Well, that's hearsay. So it's hearsay. On the police part, they are leaking out to the media all of these things about Mark. Well, what do you call it now? Suggestive intelligence. Intelligence suggests. That's hearsay to me. That is hearsay to me, because until you can prove to me that Mark was a gangster, was a drug dealer, was a member of the Yardies, was all these things, then I am not having it, because it's not true. It was an ordinary guy, just like a lot. Because if he was, I'm sure by now the police have been surveilling Mark, or have him on surveillance since 2008. Okay? Scenario, if Mark was all these things that they said he was, why is he not doing a long prison sentence as a gangster like other gangsters are? Because obviously he wasn't the person that they portrayed him to be. The tactics that have been used by them all through this, stopping and starting, the IPCC, waste of space, Crown Prostitution Service, defend them, and defend the police. So it is a case of us against them. They've dragged this out simply because they're biding time, because 31 officers have got to get 31 statements to correlate. And that's the whole reason why. There's no reason why we can't have this inquest. But again, we have to wait until September. They've even got rid of our coroner, because the coroner, Andrew Walker, is very sympathetic to families, and he was supporting us, so they've managed to get rid of him. Again, tactics used, but still, we have to carry on. The only thing that I find really distressing and traumatic in all of this is we, as a family, have to sit down and swallow all of this rubbish that they're writing about Mark in the paper. And we cannot defend him because it's not Mark's trial yet. So we just have to swallow all of this stuff. Our legal team can't represent him because it's not Mark's case. This Kevin Costa trial collapsed because the jury couldn't reach a verdict. So it was a retrial set for March of this year. We was granted our inquest in January. So what did they do? They pushed Kevin Hutchinson Foster in front of our case, so it was held in January. Again, tactics, because then what they were doing was spouting all of this rubbish in the papers, making the public believe nothing about Kevin Hutchinson Foster. It was his case. It was all about Mark being a gangster, and Mark being a drug dealer, and Mark having a gun. So the trauma of having to listen to all this, and again, over and over seeing pictures of Mark dead on Ferry Lane. My sister cannot look at a newspaper. Like you, I said in the very beginning, if we started the rights and we're such a powerful family, let's boycott the Sun. Has that happened in London? No. Because we're not that powerful after all. Because Liverpool, I'm from Manchester, Liverpool do not entertain the Sun newspaper, and if you caught somebody reading it, they get a mouthful. So that is really, really difficult, not being able to defend. And all of the families, well, see Rigg, Sean Rigg, Alfie Meadows, and almost murdered, but he's still here. Ahsan Rodney, shot in the head 5 times, straight away. The police didn't even blink, they didn't even give him time to look at them. Back 5 times in the head. On all of us families, we just have to work together and pull together and come together, because that is the only way we can take on this government and this police force, is if we come together and unite. And like our slogan, and Alfie said, no justice